Hi, I'm Katie Maris, author of Earning Her Business, and I am brewing solutions with these awesome guys.
To keep doing that. And you were quoting some people earlier, some key people. I mean, from Carnegie to Henry Ford, we can go all over the spectrum of people that have helped not just build our country or our new way of thinking of industry, but there's still people that are doing that now. Those connections and thoughts and ideas are being rebirthed again now to another level, right? And I think the biggest plague that has hurt generational dealerships is that, like you said, they didn't quite have the heart that initially was there in the beginning. No. They just inherited something and didn't know how to care for it, right? Didn't know why, with the blood, sweat, and tears and effort and skill and talent that went into building that. They took it on and just, I want to maintain this, so let me, again, plug the holes and do the system. Well, there has to be a shift now in order to even reach the customer for commodities that you reach their heart. You have to reach their heart. And now that we are making that shift and millennials are becoming by far the largest in consumer population, very
currently
soon.
they are
going
within
crazy,
the next 5 years. It's going to be like 80 to 90% or 80% of it, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be crazy.
And because of the way that we interact with digital, the way people feel things is different. You know, you have to really have substance in order to be felt. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just very easy to scroll by and pay attention to you. But you have had key things that have happened and influenced you over the time. So we're going to lead this into question number 4. And I'm just going to ask, who inside of your career building all that you've built, who is it that has been the most pivotal and influential inside of your process of growth?
Ooh,
that's gonna be hard.
There's so that
we won't play the music. You can drop it.
There's so many. There really are. There, if I think back to the acknowledgments of my book, right, and I think about, it took me a long time to figure out who exactly I wanted to thank. So first of all, most pivotal from a career perspective would be John DeJulius. I don't know if you know who he is.
I'm not sure, but I do know that you worked for his company because I saw that name was the name of the media company.
So John DeJulius is, he is the authority on customer experience. And when I worked at Town Shoes, we were one of his very first clients. And so I saw him speak when I was 18 years old, many, many moons ago. And when I went from retail to teeth and I went into the dental industry, the patient experience was lacking. And so I called up John and I said, hey, whatever we did at Town Shoes, I need you to come and do this with me. And I need to, build that. And so I started to create a great relationship with them. And I started to help them build their online platform because I was building an online platform, and we started to really just be connected. And before I knew it, he was flying me down to Cleveland, and I had to give a speech. Now, this is what I'm saying. I literally have never spoken before. I get nervous. I mean, if there was 3 people in the room, I'd be sweating buckets. And he asked me to attend one of his presentation skills class. And I said, sure. Little did I know it was my audition. I had no idea. And so I put together a presentation based off of his methodology, and I presented it with one of his new consultants. Well, about 2 months later, that consultant didn't exist, and in came Katie. So he offered me an independent consultant position with the DeJulius Group. And I was the first independent consultant and the first female consultant that he had ever had.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that was pretty awesome. So that's how it all started. If it wasn't for John seeing something in me and seeing that little bit of a flicker of a flame, that pilot light that he helped ignite, I don't know that I'd be here today. So I'd say John DeJulius. And the one thing about John is he gave me tons of challenge. Like he would tell me it's a man's world. It's going to be hard to, I mean, he blatantly told me you're too pretty to make it in this world because people aren't going to take you seriously. You're too young, you're too pretty, you're too soft-spoken, so he gave me the hard truths that I needed to hear in order to step up and in order to step out. And if it wasn't for John, and he's written an endorsement for my book, he's literally there at a drop of a dime for me. So I can't say enough great things about John DeJulius. He, I would say, is literally the instrument that has me speaking on stages today.
Wow.
He is.
I like this guy. I'm going to have to do some research on him. Seriously.
This is definitely
No, you really
honor.
do. He is unbelievable.
Showing honor like that is definitely what the type of culture that we want to be brewing with, as far as the solutionaries that we talk to that have influences, that have mentored them, because I think it's so key. We share that idea that it's so key that you have good mentorship to help a cultivation, somebody that can cut on you, make you better, make you, iron sharpens iron, making sure that you are increasing your sharpness by being vulnerable enough to let somebody correct you, right? I mean, I cut one of my people's hair yesterday and came up with an entire lesson and understanding that I'm there to just make him look good. I'm really there to make him look good and try to be the best that he could possibly be. But he has to sit down and submit to that process and trust that at heart, I am going to do that for him. And that's what you did. And you became something that became now a legacy of his. That is another great success.
You're a part of his legacy.
And there's so much more that you're going to continue on. And that's being beautiful and multiplying.
And that's awesome that you honor him like that, and it's what's really amazing is how brutally honest he was. He's right.
Yes.
It can be tough. Sometimes being somebody that is good looking, somebody that is young, somebody that's, they can be looked at as like, this person's not going to, whatever. They just think they're going to get by because they're pretty or because they're young. But you put the work in. You showed that.
I did. I mean, I had two choices at that point, right? Like I could have had my feelings hurt, which don't get me wrong, I shed tears. Like I totally did. And that story is in my book. Like I shed tears for sure. Cause I'm like, how could anybody say that? But I had two choices. I could either take it that he's coming from, like you said, submit to the process and trust that he's saying this to help me or he's saying this to hinder me. I get to choose that. That's my choice. Yeah. That's not his. How we react to things is only our choice. And so he is literally the instrument. He is the person that he believed more in me than I believed in myself. And he saw talent in me, and he is the instrument as to why I am speaking today.
That's the Mickey and Rocky, right? That's the Yoda and Luke Skywalker, right? Making sure that you have Miyagi and Daniel's son. Are you really trying to make me better? And you have to kill pride inside of you that says anything different than that this person wants what's best for me. And it's that because they actually see it in me. They know that there's better in me than I've even recognized yet. I mean, the first thing that I did when cutting Casey's hair was put the mirror in front of him and say, you want to fix this, right? You want this to change, right? This is you. You're the one that benefits from this. You know what I mean? You're the one that's going to look great because of this. So you want to go through this? Yes, we do. Okay, well, let's go. And I don't know throughout the whole process, if it's going to be cool. People can walk in and say, man, it looks funny. Haha, joke, and clown and talk about what you look like through the process. But when you're done, then you are proud of what it is you become and then some excited about the process you just went through. So that is incredible that you show the honor that you do. And I think it's imperative that that's what our culture begins to do, is give thanks to those that are due thanks, give honor to.
Well, and for sure. And I'd love to actually give, you know who Ted Ings is, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't know Ted Ings? Yeah, I love Ted. Yeah,
so Ted Ings, I mentioned him in my acknowledgments of my book as well, because he's the first person in the auto industry that helped me get my message out there. So TEDings is definitely a big deal for me. And so I thank him.
Yeah, TEDings is awesome. I actually love him, and as I've been trying to grow my brand and stuff, he's been part of it, you know. And I've been fortunate enough to have some conversation with him, been able to network with him a little bit. I'm looking forward to actually networking a little more, and eventually having him on the show. I haven't had a chance to invite him, but I think we're going to have a series coming up soon that would be perfect for him. So I'm looking forward to having him on. But he is definitely
awesome,
very knowledgeable. He's he's got a smile on his face all the time. You know, he just makes you happy when you.
I know.
Most important thing you can wear is your smile.
That is the most important
smile. Yeah, no, but so he's amazing, and he was instrumental in the automotive space for me. And then there's this wonderful woman, Neen James, who is just phenomenal. She's not in the auto industry, but you should definitely research her. She is an attention expert, and the automotive industry could use it. Her book is called Attention Pays, and she's phenomenal. And she's been just such a beacon of light for me as a woman making it in the industry. There's not many female speakers. There's really not. So